support role. But I am expecting this to be Pantheon support and them actually looking perhaps for some sort of an all-in play. Could be an even crazier move, though, if they actually want to move Syndra down and play like Syndra as a mage support. This is pretty wacky, but there is still time to actually have things swapped around. So we'll see where FlyQuest does land and then kind of talk about it from there. But Ruin will be playing the Jace, so he's going to have that range into melee matchup, trying to get a bit of an advantage up in that top lane. Things like the Galio, like the J4, you know, if you are not ahead, if you are not snowballing, it's very hard for a support Pantheon to just ult in on the other team without just getting CC'd up and instantly dying. You really are very reliant on the Empowered E to block out as much damage as possible, so you've got to use that very, very well as Ignar here, because, you know, this is going to be a relatively under-leveled Pantheon. You are going to be very, very squishy if you're not, you know, utilizing that kind of immunity with your Empowered E to the best of your ability.
Yeah, well, teams are out onto the Rift, and Galio and Bud are just...
And the 6A and Smoothie are going to have to be playing max range. You are not looking to trade. You are not looking to fight when you don't even have your Q. But as soon as they hit level 2, which Smoothie has now, you know, actually got 1 minion early because he had been picking up some of those meeps, then they're, you know, back in a really good spot. And I think that's a cool adaptation to help out Pobelter in what can be a difficult early matchup. So I like to see that kind of innovation from CLG, and that's something I feel like CLG, they would have liked the fight, but I feel like that was way too much of a tell. They were cheating so heavily towards that river brush, and that is such a giveaway that you're thinking, hey, my jungler may be here, my jungler is behind me. You know, as the side of FlyQuest, I think there's really very little chance that you try to look for that fight with the positioning that the Bard and Ezreal had towards that river brush. Either way, though, they did have Santorin warded out. They saw that he backed off.
At level 6, we'll see if Solo does want to fancy a dive. Here's Wiggly, though. Nice timing for the CLG jungler. Pull back in. Ruin is going to just try and push him back. That's an awful lot of damage. Here comes Santorin. Wiggly, though, going to try and make it happen, but he doesn't quite catch it. Here's Pobelter, though, zooming in and zooming out, I think, at this point. Wiggly is going to keep chasing, but starting to eat some shots and not quite in range for CLG.
No, not very well coordinated there by CLG, honestly. It felt like Ruin was a little bit too far forward. You know, Pobelter was roaming up. Is going to really help them out with any potential team fight that does break out, and getting the crab is actually giving them confidence to pull this dragon. They know that 6A did base, they know he didn't have TP, so they're going to just try to finish this off before CLG can actually get in place, and so Smoothie is going to ult the dragon, trying to delay to see if they can get here in time, but I still think it's going to be too little too late.
Oh, it's close, but Smite is good from Santorin. Stun now landing in onto Wiggly. He's going to have to take the portal out. The Syndra ulti not enough, but first blood to Ignar as he flashes in for that Q as top lane. It's all let loose here. Good ult from Solo. Ruin going to try and knock him back and maybe look for the re-engage, but there. Stixay going to get some plates down here in the bottom side. Has gone back for the Manamune and the Sheen. But Mash ready with the BF sword. Not going to be too disrupted here in the bottom lane. Luden's also done now for PoE, so starting to see those first items come to fruition, and FlyQuest happy with their 1,1300 gold lead. They got most of the plates, they got their first blood bonus money, and Solo and Ruin are still battling up here in the top lane. Here comes Pantheon, though. There's Galio to answer with the roam, and now Ignar going to get taunted up. He's got no flash from last time. Saves himself a lot of damage, but not enough to not be killed by Ruin.
Yep, no flash available there for Ignar, and he ulted in, but CLG was very ready for that one. And I think FlyQuest did a poor job of actually tracking where Pobelter was, and that's not even a play you really need to go for. Solo has been doing great in the 1v1. He has been playing largely weak side, as this is going to be a pretty close fight. Solo's got to get out there now, though, with Pobelter here.
Yeah, oh, flash taunts in, knows he's got the range ready to go, and that's a kill for Ruin, actually. Finds the snipe with the Q, I imagine. Santorin, though, trying to chase down Wiggly. Tempered Fate's going to try, and it's close from Smoothie, but it's not enough to save POB.
Yeah, very well played there by Santorin, sidestepping that Bard ultimate. They're going to lose their tower off of this. Also moves forward, and CLG want to punish that. They did get that eventual kill, but they lost their mid lane turret in the process. They traded the kill back over to Santorin in that process, who has been farming away very diligently, and Ignar with a little bit of an oopsie there.
Ooh, Tempered Fate hits onto Mash. Gonna land the two-shot barrage. The latch is very good there from Smoothie and Wiggly. Oh, he's on range for the dunk. Or he didn't have vision, but whatever it was, he wanted to ulti, I can tell you that much. And now Mash is gonna take out Smoothie. Oh. Distance to, like, I don't have any plays to do because I don't have room to make plays around the map. A Solo, speaking of. Onto Ruin he goes. Facebreaker Haymaker. Ooh, nice little thundering blow there to get out of the way, but
Solo has done a commendable job up there, and should be pretty happy with his position, as Pobelter potentially could get dove here.
Yep, ganking the global. I like it a lot. Pobelter, Ignar's going to go in to start things off. Does get the taunt onto Santorin, but too much damage and can't get out of it. The Justice Punch will only delay the inevitable, as FLYQUEST will take the kill, and more importantly, that third tower as well. There was the answer in bottom lane. It did finally come through for CLG.
Exactly. They're trying to group early and land some poke here. You know, utilize the Ezreal Jace to actually land poke and then go for the hard engage, and here they go.
Ooh, Ignar trying to get ruined, but Stixxay's going to chase him with Solo right behind him. It's time to dunk the Ezreal. Wiggly and Pobelter, though, in the middle of the team fight, but can't fight off the Syndra and the Aphelios. Ignar low, but not dead just yet. Now Solo is going to find a 3-man facebreaker on the other side and dump him over the wall into the slow. Ruin's still alive, but Bard dead, Pobelter down. FLYQUEST just finding that team fight through the enemy walls.
That was so well done by FLYQUEST. Ignar and Solo
on the other side of the wall when they blinked over to try and kill the Pantheon. Certainly be a fun one to maybe see again, but Power of Evil's letting it loose on Stixxay. See you later.
Ouch, she just got absolutely slammed. Was rushing early armor to deal with all his physical damage, but now on
time to charge in. But FLYQUEST, again, very methodical team in a lot of ways. Very consistent. Solo may be in trouble. In they go. Ruin gets the slowdown with a thundering blow. Solo going to be forced to flash away. Charging a haymaker up. They're trying to bait it out. Ruin with a very nicely played bit of patience, but True Shot barrages. No, it isn't enough. Solo looks back into it, and Stixxay finds a snipe. Now it's a 5v4 around the Baron.
Yeah, now CLG can maybe force something. They actually played that very well, waiting out a lot of that Haymaker shield, so it was expended on Ruin. Then the Ezreal ultimate was still there. We'll see CLG. Do you have the confidence to actually start up this Baron? It is a 5v4. This could be a game-changing play if they're willing to go for it, but you can't just have Ruin tanking this. He's going to get too low, so they're going to engage.
Good 2 knock-up. Oh, Mash actually going to get Tempered Fate. Here comes Galio, charges in, finds knock-up onto 2. Ignar getting low. Ruin's going to take him down as Pobelter's already in there, and he goes golden. Shuts down there onto Santorin as CLG. We asked for a team fight, and they delivered. It's just the carries left alive now.
They're so low, though. Ruin here very, very low on HP. Pobelter very low on HP. Remember, there's not really a tank for those kind of team fights for CLG.
3 items now for both Stixxay and Ruin, though, so we'll feel a little bit more empowered in the upcoming fight. But CLG will certainly have to work pretty hard to retain any control of this area. They are pushing out mid right now, but they have no vision whatsoever in the river. In fact, FLYQUEST will make sure that stays true as they clear out that ward very quickly. Trying to bait them in here, but FLYQUEST kind of, I think they're looking for a pick.
It's just going to be this battle for mid lane pressure, right? They both want to get the wave going their way. That allows you access to the Dragon Pit to get vision. FLYQUEST very clearly wants to fight over this. They're trying to defend these pink wards pretty heavily, but the engage coming in.
Hits Mash. Q, though, not really easy to land. True Shot Barrage gets a tickle, but not enough. PoE lets it rip on a Ruin. See ya! As Wiggly dives in, and I think ill-advised dive is a good latch there from Smoothie. Will protect the rest of his team, but they just lose Ruin instantly to Power of Evil.
The positioning was honestly so good for FLYQUEST, despite the good Bard ultimate from Smoothie, catching Mash on the edge of that ult. His frontliners stepped forward, threatened the Bard, so Smoothie couldn't actually follow up with the Cosmic Binding onto Mash. There was no way he could actually get there. And then Ruin, who was trying to maintain control of that mid lane, just
forward, but likely suspect that someone from FLYQUEST is hiding in a brush. We see Mash and PoE there. The bait. Tempered Fate not going to connect, and CLG don't really have anything else to go in, but here's Wiggly looking for the flank on the Mash. Stoneplate not popped yet. He's almost dead, actually. The Galliwald is going to charge in, but Mash doesn't mute it. The chase is on, though. The taunt is going to be lined up for POB. He waited for the flash. Solo in, though, to try and defend the teammates, and the Haymaker is massive, but Pobelter has lived for so long as Solo finally gets killed by Stixxay, who's forced to blink in, but he's going to fall as well. Ignar with a great stun there as Ruin does get the trade, but it's 3v2 now in favor of FLYQUEST.
Very close fight, actually. CLG does go down one member, but you would think FLYQUEST would have won that even more handily. Mash did finish him off.
I mean, we talked about how strong PoE is. I thought Wiggly didn't use Stoneplate that last team fight because of how quickly his health went down. He used it. It just still went down that quickly to the Syndra ulti.
Aphelios things. Oh, yeah. Syndra, yeah.
So
and now it just gets harder, right? Stopwatch is now completed for Power of Evil, so that is going to make him harder to burst down. The Death Dance is done for Mash. He'll likely go towards a PD next also.
All right,
but
this is the only layup CLG you're going to get. It is going to be Santorin. That's a big kill to get. And they will finish it off their Ruin with the last hit. But by their forces combined, they do get one, but Baron's not up.
Carries, and have something happening in the fight. And they're actually TPing Pobelter from behind. There, look.
What a bait, Matt. Igna just looking juicy, and PoE just gets the kill. Match is low though, so now it's going to be a trade with the Galio ulti. Rides in, good immune there from PoE, but Igna not going to be so lucky. Solo is here. Damage is massive, but Igna still fighting it out. Stixxay, they're able to get 2, make it the 3rd over to Ruin as they find 4 as well. PoE, the only one left alive, and CLG starting to come.
CLG can do and play this out intelligently.
Yeah, Pobelter going to finish off this crab. Oh, just misses the Justice Punch, but no harm, no foul. Elder Dragon is up and available though, and FlyQuest are almost all grouped back together. We know that there's a carry by the Raptor Pit, but CLG don't know that just yet. Expecting a 5v5, and it will certainly be at this point as both teams look to retake control of mid.
Smoothie. If you can find it on the proper targets, that can be used to start it off. But Ruin and Pobelter are segregated. They're split up.
Good double taunt from POB, but who's really getting engaged on? Forced to stasis fairly early. Solo going to dunk him back in towards the team, but Wiggly trying to dive PoE. Mashlow takes down Pobelter. Wiggly dives in, traps a bunch there in the Jarvan ulti, but PoE is able to take down Stixxay, and I don't know if they've got the damage to finish off the rest of the fight. It's Wiggly and Smoothie running away. Wiggly gets himself over to the pit, but it's a double kill for Power of Evil. As Ruin also...
The respawn timers are too long. I think FlyQuest has one CLG, it looked like. With the anti-synergy, they're split up. Pobelter and Ruin were off by themselves. Stixxay was way down into the river, too far away to actually contribute to the fight. And then as Wiggly is engaging on Power of Evil, it looked like he would have actually potentially hit the flag and drag. He gets ulted by Bard.
And now it's no hope at all. There's the ace, finally, the Bud Light ace of Santorin will put the cap on the last kill needed. FlyQuest didn't even need it as they'll smash down the Nexus, and a back and forth battle, but FlyQuest, it felt like they got ahead and